What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one never knows best, and today we're going to be doing our best to catch up on Tekken 8, because as you guys are probably aware at this point, about 2 days ago there was a whirlwind of brand new Tekken 8 stuff, ranging from the Ling Xiaoyu trailer to gameplay, match footage, combo videos, intros, outros, all this good stuff, while I was being a degenerate and waking up at 7:30 and I missed everything. So we're going to start catching up on all that. First and foremost, big, huge, massive shout out to Spag, because as you guys know, he is a member of the community, he's a player, and most notably he's a commentator for Tekken 7, and he is one of the people, and there were a handful, who were selected to visit Bandai Namco and get some exclusive early access hands-on experience with the alpha for Tekken 8 ahead of EVO Japan. And he's got 3 videos that I want to take a look at, and he gave me explicit permission to use all his footage for my own videos and do my own analyses and everything like that. So big shout out to him, can't thank him enough. Links to all his everything will be in the description down below, socials, his YouTube channel, all that stuff. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Your boy has already done that as well. But he's got a gameplay overview here where he's going to be going through general system changes, general system similarities, the heat system, which I'm really excited to take a look at, and then some extra special style stuff here at the end. I don't really know what that is, but I did my best to avoid the majority of everything because I wanted to save it for reactions for you guys. So I haven't spoiled myself too much on everything that Tekken 8 has in store in terms of everything that came out the last couple of days. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this, man. Hopefully at some point I'll be one of those people who gets to go visit Bandai Namco one of these days and play the new games and stuff like that. I've never had that experience or that chance before, but your boy's still grinding, man. Your boy's still grinding. That being said, I'm excited to see all this regardless, man. So let's get into it.
System overview.
All right, what you got for me, Spag?
Let's go over the general system changes for Tekken 8. Number 1, running tackles no longer exist. I suppose that was a change made to prevent people getting an advantage by being too far away, because in Tekken 7, if you're far away enough from your opponent,
it feels like this is something that you don't really need anyway, because the heat system is just
on block running tackle, which is actually a power crush as well. So it gives you a little bit of an advantage. In past Tekken games before Tekken 7, it was actually unblockable, but now if you were to run in on your opponent, you'll just stop right in front of them. Number 2,
honestly, this is a huge deal.
Forward into hold forward actually makes the character run now. Now this was a little bit weird for me to get used to at first, but it makes it much easier to approach and do running moves.
So like if you just hold forward, like you hold forward then tap it again, but hold it the second time.
I think this was just a change to allow people who are new to the game to perhaps be able to get in much easier.
So it generally, I wonder if he's about to touch on it. Obviously, so the tackle thing, they probably was like, we should probably take this out because of the heat system, and then already making it easier to get in and then have an advantage on your opponent anyway, and it doesn't need to be a power crush, and it's already going to be the regular power crushes. Whatever. I don't think the running tackles thing is a big deal. This is different though, because if they're making it easier to run, that means it makes it a lot easier to do while running moves, which makes me wonder if certain while running moves are going to be nerfed, like let's say Dragunov while running too, right? That's a very powerful move in his kit. Is it nerfed now because it's going to be so much easier to do those types of moves? I don't know. Like instant while running moves will now be much more accessible, not only for obviously pro level players, but even the casual players. And then also, like he's elaborating on here, making it easier for players to get in. The whole point of Tekken 8 is about getting in, being aggressive offense, right? Now, you know what I'm saying? Are they taking it too far? Well, I guess we're about to start finding out very quickly here. There's people getting to play the game. We got some match footage and everything to go through, so we'll see. But
easier. So
they do want to make it easier for players to get in.
Will give you a run. Number 3, wall bounces no longer exist in Tekken. Now this is from what we saw. We played a lot of different characters and it doesn't seem like any of them had wall bounces.
I think this is also fun. The wall bounce mechanic was a cool addition, I guess, to Tekken 7. I didn't love it or hate it. I was kind of indifferent to it for the most part, but I didn't mind it, right? The thing is, combos in general to me so far in Tekken 8 seem like they're going to be much bigger, or at least more long-winded than they are in Tekken 7, which in Tekken 7 they're already as long as they've ever been, right? But in Tekken 8 it looks like you're gonna have tailspin, you're gonna have the heat engagers like bounds or whatever, you're still gonna have wall splats. Like I feel like you're gonna be able to link a lot of different stuff in Tekken 8. So combos are already gonna be super long as it is and still very damaging at the wall, so they probably figured that wall bounces were just unnecessary, and I don't mind them going. I didn't hate them being there in the first place, but I won't miss them either.
Now wall bounce
that's just me
added
personally
into the game with Geese's back 2 back in Tekken 7, and then eventually everybody got one, but I don't think they exist anymore in Tekken. Next up, we've got a big one. Get up kicks no longer knock you down even on counter hits. This is a huge change.
That's a really interesting one.
To prevent players being scared to approach the opponent on the floor and be more aggressive.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. It just falls more in line with the whole idea of like they want people to get in. They don't want you to hesitate on like falling up on your opponent. Now, I also wonder how much stronger Oki is in this game after knockdowns, because generally it feels like, or at least maybe it's because I'm biased and I'm a DBFZ player, developers of newer fighting games, they don't want Oki to be too strong in fighting games, so they don't want the players to feel too oppressed. But this game honestly seems to be taking a different standpoint where it's like, no, we want you to be oppressive. So I wonder how much stronger Oki is in this game compared to other Tekken games.
I got hit by these a lot, so you're not going to be knocked down anymore, not going to be launched by running into a get up kick.
Also, God, this game looks so good. Even with it not being, even with the resample not being disabled, even with it obviously being compressed on you, the game looks so good. Also, big shout out to Spag. I see a lot of work went into put in it. This is a really well made video.
Is a massive change, maybe even the biggest. Magic 4s no longer launch on
which console. I pointed out in the and granted I had seen this one, I had seen like this chart that he's going through, like floating around on Twitter, and I saw that point specifically being talked about, and I pointed out in the Ling Xiaoyu trailer she actually hits a Magic 4 and it does not launch. She still got a guaranteed follow-up from it. She still got like damage, but not a full combo.
This is a huge change. Magic 4s have always been an incredible answer to aggressive play, and now they've been changed.
Again, just strengthening the aggressive offense of Tekken.
Launch, you now have to commit to a full string, like Law's 4-3. But doing that puts you at risk of getting ducked and launched. So there's now more risk to throwing out a Magic 4. Now, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. Some people will be happy, some people will be upset. But this will definitely force a player to play more aggressive and actually encourage them to play more aggressive. You're no longer scared of getting hit by an 11 frame.
God, this game looks so good.
You can be more aggressive and you won't get hit too badly. Now this one is going to shock you. It might actually make you laugh as well, because it made me laugh. Right, here we go. Rage arts are now minus 13. Yes, you heard it correctly.
Not a fan of that one. I feel like Rage Art should still be launch punishable. At minus 13, certain characters, unless those launches have been changed, will still be able to punish this, like Eddie, like Kazuya, right? Well, actually, no, because that's from a... actually, no, if you're just blocking a mid, I don't... I don't like that.
Get it right.
I don't like that.
Rage arts are no longer launch punishable. Now, this is from what we tested with some of the characters, and I don't know if this is going to remain the way it is. But
if that is the case, I'm not a fan of that.
No mistakes.
Especially if Rage Arts are still armored.
Launch punishable when we played the
which
game.
I presume they are, right?
I wonder if that is, again, a change they've decided to make to prevent players from being scared to throw it out. I think they want players to throw it out and not be punished too hard for it. Either way, Rage Arts still do a lot of damage.
I mean, it does fall in line with their design philosophy for the game.
They're not going to be punished too heavily now. The next change is a small one, but it's still quite significant. Spring kicks no longer knock you down on hit.
I don't really know if that was a big deal or not.
This makes sense now given the other changes, because as you know, they've already nerfed get up kicks, so they're nerfing spring kick as well. They really want players to be able to approach their opponent on the floor without being scared to get hit by a get up kick.
Yeah, they're doing everything in their power to make you want to keep attacking.
Low parries no longer give combo extenders like tailspin unless you use the heat burst. Now this makes it so much less risky to use lows, because in Tekken 7, even using a relatively safe low, or even a safe one, can lead to 50% of your health being gone.
Insane.
So this is definitely a welcome change.
Yeah, damage is really high in Tekken 7. And again, so they're nerfing stuff like that. So it's like, okay, you don't get full combo from Magic 4. You don't get full combo from low parry, stuff like that. But because there's so many new like ways to extend combos, it seems like in this game, I feel like you're still going to be very damaging. And I wonder how much they're scaling the damage in this game. Because I have a lot of stuff to still see for myself. A lot of you guys might already know by now. But like I said, I've held back from watching too much or you know, really looking into anything because I wanted to save my reactions, but
but chip damage now
I'm sure there will be no lack of
Tekken,
no lack of
it
damage.
Leaves recoverable health. Now, one thing you might not have known though,
are there chip kills
is that
though?
When you're in rage, that chip damage is much less. And as the developers already said, you cannot actually die from chip damage.
Okay, they had already said that. I just forgot.
Here are the changes from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8 that I was able to identify from playing the game. Now, I didn't go over heat system because we're going to be talking about that later in a separate part of the video. But before that, let's go over the things that still exist and are the same.
Right, and I did see that this chart was floating around as well, but
So number
Again,
one,
I didn't really
flip
dive into
over
too much,
OP still exists,
which is good.
So moves like Asuka or Jun's forward 2 will still flip you over when you're on the ground and force you into another mix-up. Now I'm sure you'll be pleased to know, but throws are very much similar to Tekken 7.
Which is good, because throws are pretty reactable for the most part in Tekken 7. I've never been good at breaking throws, but
overall, it felt pretty easy to break grabs. Now I know if I don't mention this, I'm going to get a million dislikes on this video, so I might as well mention it right now. Ladies and lads, the movement feels very similar to Tekken 7.
So Maximilian actually is another creator. Go figure. No surprise there, right? Big ups to Max. That got access to play the game at Bandai. And I didn't necessarily like watch the video because he had a lot of gameplay footage in there. And again, I kind of wanted to save myself to some degree, but I listened to it while I had it open another tab while I was doing other stuff or just scrolling on my phone. But I was listening. And one thing that he said was that, you know, he was actually able to, of course, not only play the game, but ask Michael Murray several questions and really grill him on the game. And Michael Murray basically said they did not touch movement really at all. They basically tried to make it exactly the same as Tekken 7. That doesn't mean that it will be exactly the same, but very, very close to the point where it should feel basically the same. And he said, and Max was saying in his video that he might have felt like some sort of placebo where it's like, oh, like this side step feels a little bit better. Like, can we move backward any faster or anything like that? And Michael Murray was like, nah, we didn't try to change it at all. Which makes a lot of sense, again, falling in line with their design philosophy for this game, because aggression. They don't want this to be a defensive game. They want it to be an offensive game. So they're not going to buff the movement to make it easier for you to escape or get away or you know what I'm saying, or defend or dodge. They really want offense to be strong in this game. And we'll see whether or not they're making the right choice or the right decision with this design. But that is their stance, and they are sticking to it 100%.
Like, honestly, it felt very fluid, and it might be either the same as Tekken 7 or even better. I noticed that some characters still had different backdashes, but in general, the movement felt good. And I think that if we want to know if it is actually better than Tekken 7,
it's not like the movement in Tekken 7 is bad by any means. I will say that it feels stiffer than other games that I've played, and even stiff by Tekken standards, because even when you go back and compare it to the previous installment in the second series in Tekken Tag 2, movement is extremely good in that game. Very fluid, a lot like looser and just, you know, better, I guess you could say. Tekken 7 is a bit more difficult to move around in, but can still be used effectively, obviously, at the high level. Like backdashes still will effectively help you dodge certain things and then punish, and you know, side steps will still evade certain movements. So it's not like movement is like nerfed or anything. It's just going to be the same as Tekken 7, which movement in Tekken 7 is still effective.
Framework, see how the backdash is and see how the side step is and everything. But in general, it feels really good. Next up, combo extenders are still a thing. Now, Tekken 7 combo extenders were from moves which had forward momentum and was called the tailspin. In Tekken 8, the combo extenders have an upwards motion and feels more like a tail flip. The moves launch you upwards and allow you to connect moves a lot.
So yeah, we can call that tail flip or whatever, or we could just call it flip, but it feels like, I'm pretty sure we already saw that tailspin is already in the game, and you can do like, I wonder if you can do tail flip and a tail spin, or tail spin and a tail flip into like heat engager, into a heat rush, and you know what I'm saying, and then into wall splat, and then into rage drive, into resplat, into follow up on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like combos in this game are gonna be ridiculous.
Easier. Because of the upwards momentum of the tail flip, it means that you get less wall carry, but it's a lot easier for you to connect your combo ender because you don't have to dash in as far. And as you can see in this example, Jack's even able to do a dash into up 1+2 to get a wall splat.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm so jealous of everyone who's gotten to play this game already. I want to play it so bad.
At the wall, similar to Tekken 6 bound. Ooh. So now you can go for a full wall carry and save your combo extender for the wall. As you can see here in this example, the Nina string
oh my god, man,
opponent and almost re-wall splats. In another example, you see Law get a wall splat and you.
I'm considering going to Combo Breaker, and like 70% of the reason I'm considering going to Combo Breaker is so I can play Tekken.
However, this does count as an extra wall hit, so getting the 4-3 into DSS Dragon Cannon actually didn't work here as demonstrated in the clip. So in Tekken 6 you had the bound, which gave you downwards momentum. In Tekken 7 you had the tail spin, which gave you forward momentum. And now in Tekken 8 you have the tail flip, which gives you upwards momentum. Finally, power crushes are still in the game.
Yeah, we already saw power crushes in some of the trailers and stuff, so that's no surprise.
Very good answer to dealing with heat pressure, as you can see in the example in the video.
Yeah, power crushes are actually probably going to be a much more
what the
important part of the game than they already are.
Power crushes are in terms of when they activate and all the kind of nerdy frame stuff about it, but they are still in the game and they do have a lot of utility. So be ready to learn what your character's power crushes are, because I think they're going to be important.
I agree.
So there you go. That's more or less all the similarities.
All right, now he's going to dive into the heat mechanic a lot.
As far as system goes.
Turn my own volume up a little bit because I really want to make sure I'm listening.
About the heat system.
Yes, sir.
The heat system is a period of an extendable 10 seconds where your character has access to multiple strong offensive options. I'm going to be talking about two main subjects here to break this down. Number one, how to enter heat, and number two, heat energy. The two main ways to enter heat are heat engager and heat burst.
I know I haven't been doing a great job of properly like naming these mechanics yet. I'm gonna get the mechanics down. I'm gonna make sure I'm saying the right names eventually, but bear with me. It's a learning process.
Heat engagers are special moves which automatically puts the player into heat and runs at the opponent to get a significant advantage.
Right.
Each character is said to have an average of 5 of these, and as you can see, can be very, very oppressive. Heat can be a great way to start your offense, but as you can see in the video, can also be used to extend combos.
So you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. And then like you do something like that, and then if you have a rage drive or a rage art, you know what I'm saying? So imagine.
You can see,
and I think Max was even touching on this like in his video that, like I said, I was listening to, where he was saying like, yeah, you can extend into the combos are going to be crazy, man. The combos are going to be ridiculous.
Great way to start your offense.
Like, boom,
as you can see
into
in
heat
the video,
engager,
can also be used to extend
follow up,
combos.
boom, into wall splat, into rage art or rage drive. Like
they're only going to put you into heat if the moves hit. Heat burst is the other way you can enter into heat. Heat burst is a Tekken 6 bound type move which puts the player into heat at a slight advantage on block and hit. The difference here is that on heat burst, you can enter into heat even on block. You can use both heat engager and heat burst to make some pretty interesting combos. Now when it comes to heat energy, you want to keep two things in mind: heat dash and heat smash.
Okay.
Let's talk about heat energy now. As you can see in the corner of the heat bar, you have two chains that look like the number 8. That's heat energy and allows you to perform additional functions such as heat dash and heat smash.
Oh.
When you're in heat, you can choose to use heat dash, which is where the character dashes forward after using one of the heat engager moves to give you more advantage on block or extend combos, and even turn engager moves into launchers. Heat dashes deplete 1 heat energy each.
This is definitely really big and really new for Tekken, and not everyone's gonna like it. But I'm really looking forward to trying it out for myself.
Entering heat with heat engager gives +2 heat energy, and entering with heat burst gives +1 heat energy. Heat lasts 10 seconds but stops depleting while you're attacking, blocking, in the air, or if you're being attacked. An important detail about heat also is that when you have heat and you attack, you will be gaining back your chip damage on block and on hit. Another interesting detail is that there are chains around the character avatar when heat is available. Heat is a big part of Tekken 8. It's going to be so significant to the competitive scene and even the casual scene. So
I really hope everyone loves this game, man, including myself.
Sick combos.
Jin looks so raw. Oh my god.
The final thing I'll talk about is the special style which Bandai Namco created.
I really want to play Jin.
Into Tekken before, like,
obviously if Hwaring's in the game, he's probably still going to be my main, but
such as 111,
Jin looks so
222, 3, 4, and R1. Now this isn't going to be significant at any medium to high level, but for people new to learning Tekken, it can be a great way to start. Kind of like training wheels when you're learning to ride a bike. And I think that is a great addition into the game.
Cool. Won't be something that I use, but
that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed and are looking forward to Tekken 8 as much as I am.
I cannot wait for this game, bro.
Please drop a like and a sub since it really helps out the channel, and let me know what you thought in the comments. I read pretty much every comment. So much love, guys. Thank you.
Go ahead, leave him a comment right now.
Big thank you.
But yeah, man, the game looks insane. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like I said, he has 2 other videos, and I'm probably going to combine those into one for my own reaction, and we'll upload that as well. You'll probably get both of these in the same day. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for now. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all this content when I'm bringing you. With all being said, it's Shoutout today. Remember, nothing happens to swing the bat. Later.